The emergency beacon blinked weakly against the vast silence of deep space. It had been broadcasting for 47 galactic cycles, long after hope had decayed into memory, and memory into myth. Captain Velenar, of the Krintari Alliance, floated within the broken remains of his escape pod. His once proud crimson uniform faded to dull rust. The atmosphere recycler coughed irregularly, and rations had dwindled to nothing cycles ago. Only stasis injections kept his body from collapsing under its own hunger. He wasn't supposed to be alive. No one survived this long in the shroud expanse, an uncharted graveyard of lost ships and failed colonization efforts. Velenar's fleet had been ambushed by the Varkal Horde, their flagship destroyed. He had fled in the chaos, jettisoned into the void with only emergency protocols and a stubborn refusal to die. The Krintari had written him off. His beacon had likely been archived in a forgotten corner of some bureaucrat's data cache. He knew this, and still, every cycle, he activated the signal again. Then, on the 48th cycle, something changed. The emergency alert chirped not its usual lonely ping, but a response. He sat up so fast his neck cracked. The console flickered to life. Unregistered Krintari beacon detected. This is you, NSV Dauntless. Identify yourself. Velenar's heart nearly stopped. Human. He hadn't heard Terran Standard in decades, but the voice calm, firm, unmistakably human, cut through the static like thunder through fog. He fumbled with the transmitter. This is Captain Velenar of the Krintari Alliance. I've been stranded, requesting immediate assistance. There was a pause. Then, copy that, Captain. Stand by. We're coming. He slumped against the console, breath shaking. Could it be real? The Dauntless, he remembered it from diplomatic briefings. One of humanity's deep-range patrol vessels. It shouldn't even be this far out. No species patrolled the shroud. But humans were different. The Krintari called them reckless, dangerous, unpredictable. But they also called them something else, rescuers. In every major galactic disaster of the last century, a human ship had appeared. Not first, not fastest, but always when it mattered. And now, when all else had forgotten him, humanity had remembered. Within hours, the Dauntless broke through the static cloud, her hull a sleek gunmetal streak against the black. Drones swarmed around Velenar's pod, stabilizing it. He watched through cracked glass as the airlock opened and a figure stepped through tall, armored, helmet under one arm. Commander Julia Briggs. Captain Velenar? She asked, offering a canteen of water and a wrapped ration bar. He took them with shaking hands. You're real. She smiled. Yeah, we get that a lot out here. They brought him aboard. Medical staff swarmed him, but gently, respectfully. Velenar couldn't stop staring at the ship's interior, sturdy, practical, humming with quiet energy. Not sleek like Krintari ships, but alive. Human. As the ship turned away from the expanse, he sat in the observation deck, watching stars blur past. Commander Briggs joined him, holding 2 mugs of steaming liquid. I've studied Krintari fleet history, she said, handing him one. You're Velenar the Resolute, right? Hero of the Vorlan Rift. He blinked. That was a long time ago. Well, she said, clinking her mug against his. Seems like you're still writing the story. He looked at her, this strange, resilient species with their boundless tenacity, and smiled for the first time in years. Thank you, he said. She shrugged. It's what we do. Later, in the Dauntless Command Center, a junior officer spoke up. Commander, why divert into the expanse? We could have ignored the signal. Briggs didn't look up from her console. We don't ignore distress calls. But it was ancient. The odds. Doesn't matter, she cut in. Someone was out there hoping. And we're the kind of species that answers. There was silence, and then a quiet nod from the bridge crew. In the depths of space, where others abandoned hope, humanity showed up not as conquerors, not as diplomats, but as the simple answer to a call long forgotten. Because in the end, when no one else remembers, a human ship always does.